Hey, man, you better stop that cat. Listen, Errol Spence Jr. said he gonna fight in the welterweight division probably like 2 more times. And then the jig is up. And that's what I'm gonna talk about in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Errol Spence got an interview with Fight Hype. He said some interesting things. I wanna discuss that in this particular video. So make sure you follow along for the latest and greatest. Errol Spence, and the link is in the description. Errol Spence, he's coming up on a tough fight. Before you know it, UGAS, YORDENIS UGAS out of Cuba. Now, shout out to Cuba. This is just a side note because I haven't made a video about it. You know I stay on point, but I haven't made a video about this. Cuba lifted a 60-year ban that eliminated the professional boxing, and you couldn't. That's why a lot of the Cuban fighters defected and came to America to fight after the Olympics. So they just removed that ban. So that's a big look for the Cuban experience in boxing. Cuba has, for years and generations, had great fighters. So props to YORDENIS UGAS. I know he's been kind of an activist in his own right in terms of Cuba having freedom and Cuban fighter experience being represented right. So Errol Spence did this interview. He said, I'll probably fight 2 more times at 147. I feel I had the better skills and the better talent than YORDENIS UGAS. I think I'll prevail, but he definitely will give me a test. I'm just focused 100% on doing my game plan, and I feel like everything is going to take care of itself. I definitely want to stop UGAS. Oh, y'all thought it was over. Y'all thought he wanted to bring the man down back. He said he want to stop UGAS. If the opportunity opens up, I'm definitely going to go for it. We trained for 12 rounds in this fight because if it's a grueling fight, I want to be ready for that. I'm quite confident I can go 12 rounds easy because I've gone 12 rounds and it wasn't grueling on me at all. Spence also let it be known Errol Spence versus Jaron Boots Ennis probably isn't, on the horizon. He said, I don't have anything really to gain. UGAS has a belt and Terence Crawford has a belt. Those are the big, huge fights for me. Jaron Ennis, he is an amazing talent. Hopefully, he's going to be on the top soon. It's just like me when I was coming up. He's super talented and super skilled. I wish him the best in the future. It's definitely possible a fight with Terence Crawford. That's not even something I'm worried about in terms of Canelo Alvarez. Canelo, he's at 175 and he has 6 or 7 guys chasing behind him. I'm not really worried about the Canelo fight. If it happens, it happens. I want to put on a great one-sided performance and a great show for everybody where they're saying, man, Errol, he's back. I feel like the surgery has come a long way since the 60s and 70s, and he thinks his eye is going to be okay. He said Sugar Ray Leonard had the surgery, and his was worse than mine, and he came back and fought. That was 30 or 40 years ago, so I feel like I'm in great shape. I have a great surgeon, and everything got cleared. All my tests got cleared, and everything is good. I can't dwell on that. I make more than 99% of the people in the universe, so I can't dwell on that, right? And he's talking about missing the opportunity fighting Manny Pacquiao. I want to sub to my promoter. Errol Spence said, everything happens for a reason and you got to stay the course and keep winning. I'm going to be in bigger and more paydays in the future. So I love the spirit from Errol Spence Jr. He's not being discouraged by what's happened in the past. It is what it is, and it's part of his story. If they make a movie or if he decides to later write a book about it, this is all inclusive. But I like the attitude. It's really a championship spirit and attitude to not dwell. So I can't wait for this fight, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think it'll be a good fight. I respect YORDENIS UGAS. He's always game, taking fights, whether it's short notice, long notice, it don't matter. He's willing to fight top shelf names. I thought he beat Sean Porter, and, I have nothing negative to say about him. He comes from a great region that teaches boxing, the Cuban boxing school. So it should be a good fight. I will leave you with some clips of Errol Spence. I was on the Zoom call where Errol Spence gave some of his thoughts and, really questioned UGAS. He thinks that the media is overhyping how tricky UGAS is. And he didn't say he's a one-trick pony or anything like that, but he kind of alluded to UGAS likes to fight, and he's not like maybe like some of the other Cuban fighters like a Edislandi Lara or a Guillermo El Chicao Rigandao, things like that, who might try to evade and things like that. He said UGAS starts to strike and settle down in the fight. So make sure you guys stay tuned, subscribe. I'm the best in boxing, and check out these clips. YouTube at the end of this video will also show you other videos that you may be interested. So check some of those out. If you like it, then subscribe to the channel. And I'm out.
Everybody in the division that he can. He's steady stepping on top of everything that he.
He did a lot of tricky stuff to me. Yeah, he was a different kind of fighter.
Now, for you, Errol, is Yordenis UGAS, I know you haven't been in the ring with him, but would you say in your preparation that this is the trickiest fighter you've, stepped inside the ring with, or that you have on your assignment? Or is there someone else that was a little bit trickier than that of UGAS?
I don't see him tricky at all. I think y'all putting too much emphasis on that. I mean, most Cuban fighters, they move a lot. They use angles. They stay on their feet and their toes. And UGAS not even that. Like, he's a guy that, try to fight. He wants to fight. And, he wants to trade shots and things like that. So, I wouldn't say, he's just crazy tricky. Like, Bernard Hopkins is a tricky fighter. I wouldn't put him up there with Bernard Hopkins, so, I think people just put too much emphasis on being a tricky fighter. I've never seen him do anything tricky except his left overhand. That's the only thing he really does. It's not like he dropping his hands, weaving shots and stuff like that. So, I mean, y'all got to tell me what he does that's tricky.
I mean, are you asking, or do you want to just, or kind of?
Yeah, I'm asking you what he does.
Okay, so from my perspective, and I'm not a world champion like you, but from my perspective and watching him, he uses his distance real well. He's constantly moving his feet. He holds his ground. Sometimes he's more of an aggressive fighter compared to your typical average Cuban fighter that sort of waits. Sometimes he initiates, sometimes he sort of waits for you to come to him, and he kind of goes back and forth between the two. That's why with his footwork, I would quantify him as being tricky. So that's my assessment of Yordenis UGAS, which is why I believe he is a tricky fighter. And again, I'm not a world champion like either one of you two, but from an outsider's perspective, sort of giving that analysis.
Well, I mean, I boxed Mikey Garcia. I banged with Kell Brook. I banged with Sean Porter. I boxed with Lamont, but still stood there in the paint with him, slipping punches and countering shots and stuff like that. So, I mean, I don't stand right in front of the opponents either. So, I mean, like, am I tricky too?
I would absolutely say you're tricky, and the reason why I say that you're tricky is because, and Zab, you can shed light on this, because the fact that I feel, Errol, there are times in a fight where you like to beat someone at their own game, just to be able to say that you were superior than them. Against Sean Porter, you decided to bang with Sean Porter when nobody besides you and your team thought that was advantageous to you. Against Mikey Garcia, you boxed him when people were saying, oh, Mikey's such a fantastic boxer, which he is. I mean, you do these different things that you play to the strengths of your opponent to prove that you are superior. Zab, do you agree with that assessment?
Yes. I agree with that. I think when Earl wants to take over a fight, he knows how to take over a fight. I watch him, year after year. You know what I'm saying? When fight getting a little bit tough and he may get a little bit hurt, I see him step it up. He step it up from corner advice, and he makes it happen. 100%. I've seen that.
Errol, you are a major favorite coming into this fight. I can't remember the last time you were an underdog. Do you pay attention to the odds? Does that matter to you, or is it just sort of something that you don't even pay any mind to?
No, it's something I don't even pay any mind to, because I'm not I'm not betting on the books. So,
So you don't even pay
I
attention to the bulletin board material.
Yeah, I don't care if I'm, underdog or not, or I'm a major favorite. At the end of the day, you still got to get in there and prove it. So, that doesn't play any factor in my game plan or in my mind at all.
Zab, for you, which role did you like best as in your career? Did you like being the favorite? Did you like being the underdog? Or like Errol said, it didn't matter to you?
Yeah, it didn't matter to me either. I mean, a lot of times I came in the ring as the underdog, but, a lot of times it didn't matter. I mean, even when I went and I won the Undisputed Championship of the World, I had to go to St. Louis, to Corey Springs' hometown, and fight him. And, it was a crazy time for me. I mean, I got death threats and all type of stuff, but none of that meant nothing to me. I was focused. I was locked in, and I know how Earl feels. I mean, when you locked in on something and it's your time, there's nothing that can stop you. Nothing or nobody.
So, Zab, did you like fighting at home more, or did you like going on the road more? Because you brought up that point about Corey Spinks that we show on Showtime. That was an incredible, masterful performance. I would probably say it's one of my top performances that I've seen in your career. Which role did you like going into? Was it the YORDENIS UGAS role and that he's coming to AT&T Stadium, or the Errol Spence role, fighting at home in front of your fans, having the opponent come to you?
For me, I like to go on the road, because when you go on the road, it's like, you pack a lunch. You pack a lunch and you on a mission. You're like, listen, I'm packing my lunch because I'm on a mission. When I get back home, I'm going to have my mission completed. You know what I mean? So I like to go on the road and get the job done.
Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation.